Welcome back to the podcast here this week. Dan Carter. Dan, how are you, alright?
Good, mate, good.
Congratulations on promotion.
Cheers.
And League Cup as well.
Yep, double.
Good man. Sam and Rhys for me as well, boys. Been a few weeks, isn't it? You alright?
Yeah. It's been a busy few, busy few.
Yeah. Been up to much?
Friendlies, and friendlies.
And training.
Training.
How's pre-season going then, anyway?
Not too bad.
Yeah.
I still didn't get one over on fucking Liam Shaw. Yeah. 3-3 draw last night, really wound me up, I'll be honest, but we were 2-0 down, so you guys... was it 2?
No, it was 1-1-2, 2-2.
And two of them were fucking worldies as well.
Yeah.
And you know me, you got to just clap a worldie, there's nothing you can do about it. You just I stood behind it, saw it go. Well done, lad. Well done.
Oh, fair play. Was he, how are they looking? Are they looking alright? His team?
The same as about 3 years ago.
Correct, yeah.
Yeah.
What team's that?
Will be, the Sunday League team.
They looked like Crawley Park for 3 years ago.
Yeah.
So
They still look the same,
took more with
But
it, so.
big shout out to Liam's brother, who was putting up the goalpost and the crossbar fell on his nose, broke his nose, and it looked like it had exploded, and he still played.
So Dan, how's your pre-season going?
50-50 I'd say at the minute. Couple of big wins, but without being disrespectful to the opposition, that was expected.
Couple of local teams round here, innit, you played? Is it local teams you played round here, yeah?
Yeah, played Raw and Chester, obviously. Beat them both comfortably. I think it was 9-0 and 8-2, something like that. Then we played Kirby Muxloe, which are Step 6 UCL Div 1 side. Lost 4-3 to that. Just I'll say minutes, I hate losing, but yeah, take what you can out of it, I guess. And then Saturday just gone, played Step 4 Cosfinks, won the UCL last year. Lost. Frustrating, given too much respect for an hour, even, and then say changes made the difference, but they made changes as well. So one of them, but we give them far too much respect. If we took the game to them, yeah, there's nothing between the two sides, in my opinion.
You say you hate losing there. Are you just one of these managers there? You read a lot into the results for pre-season, or do you not read too much into it for now?
Again, 50-50. If the performance is there, then you don't mind losing. And I'm a firm believer, everyone loses in life, everyone loses at football, but it's the manner in which you lose. So it's one of them, and if you're not going to put the effort in, you don't deserve to win. Yeah. That'll piss me off. So
we'll go back and look at that game, or last season anyway. Obviously Spartan, Spartan South. Sam was very complimentary about your team every time you seen him last year.
Don't embarrass me, because I know exactly what I said as well. I can remember the last podcast, and I'll fucking rattle it before you do. I said you look like Man City. When you came to Rawns, I thought you were like Man City. Your number 9 was playing as centre half at one point. Yeah. Just the movement was exquisite, and that's enough for me licking his ass now. Yeah.
No, but obviously, what sort of happened? Obviously, the end of the year, because I think you were chasing Real Bedford down with you, and then Chen they went on a great run at the end, didn't they? But your last 10, I'm going to say you dropped points in 6 of the games.
Beat him while he's down, mate. Eh?
No, but obviously because it's a team.
For me, as I said earlier, without being biased, I think we should have won the league. The start of the season, I said from the minute the fixtures come out, our season starts the 6th game in, because I knew we had 7-8 players missing from the starting 11, not just the squad, literally the starting team. I think we lost 3 of the first 6, and then we went 14 games, winning 14 out of 14. Beat Bedford at their place, beat Eton, beat Ampthill.
It's a tough fixture, Eton away, isn't it, to be fair?
Well, they were all unbeaten. We were the first teams to beat them. Eton, we went down to 10 men after about 8 minutes. Yeah. We beat them 3-0. So that the start, and then we lost back-to-back to Chenix and Silby. Again, no excuses, they're better teams on the day, but we had players missing. And then at the end of the season, I had to I had a chat with the chairman. He always wanted the playoffs at home. He wanted a home playoff final. And I sat down and had a chat with him. I went, that's not going to happen. If it is, I'm going to risk not making the playoffs. He was like, why? I went, the team is that deflated, injuries, players playing injured. You just couldn't do it. So I literally had to sacrifice a running leave players out, and I think we lost 3 in a row. There was Burton, we were winning. Langford beat us, although they're a very good side. I like Langford a lot. They passed it well, and we lost away to Lutterworth midweek, back to back. And after that, it was just a case of save the lads for the playoffs. So that's what I've done. It's funny because we played Amersham, their gaffer, Gobshite. He
I second that.
literally first game of the season, we were 1-0 up. We had a man sent off. Then he starts chirping up. They beat us. Then towards the end of, I think it's the third from last league game, we're 1-0 up, cruising, battered them. Could have been 4-5-0. Both my centre midfielders got injured, had to go off. Neither of them played for the rest of the season. They beat us 3-1, 3 or 4-1. He's there chirping up, "Oh, we want you in the playoffs." I was like, "Sam." I was like, "I'll see you in the playoffs." And then, because I knew I'd have not my team, but I'd have 6 or 7 lads back. And I know on 4G helps, like we can play our football on it. And then obviously played them in semi-final, beat them 4-0. Tried telling us we had ringers. Told you what would happen, and he never said nothing. He was quiet after that. But yeah, so it was that spell at the start and at the end of the season where it cost us ultimately. I think we lost 7 out in that period. That's 21 points. I think we would have won 5 of them, including beating Bedford at home, which we should have won. That would have won us the league. So them 2 points for me were the 2 periods which cost us. So obviously, but for me, we were football-wise the best team in the league. Yeah, no doubt.
I say, Sam, you back there, didn't you? But
yeah, I felt the same, to be fair.
Yeah. Obviously, it's disheartening then the way that ended league title. But obviously, how sweet is it to come through them playoffs that day at Chen's?
It is.
How good is that?
It's a weird one because I wasn't actually nervous on the final day. I was more nervous for the semi-final. But if someone's given me a chance to start the season, you're going to get promoted, league title or playoffs. You're going to go through playoffs, 100%. It's a day out, good laugh. I think there's about 16 of us went out after in Leamington. But it was weird. I was talking to the Chen's coach the other week on Twitter, Anthony, I think his name is. Yeah. And he was saying his lad said to us after, like, "Oh, why aren't they celebrating?" And like, none of us celebrated. It was weird. It was a weird atmosphere. And for me, like, it was obviously joy because you just got promoted, but it was the relief that I think it was 54 games we played last year, and it was just finally it's done. We can forget it now, like have a break. And it was the sense of relief, and like I was tired. Like even the pictures and celebrations, the videos we got, I weren't celebrating. I was literally just stood there watching lads. I was mentally and physically exhausted. Like it was a long season. A lot of things happened throughout the season at the club, within the squad, squabbles, little bickers and that. Personal things going on for myself as well. So it takes its toll. And it was strange. It didn't really sink in. It really didn't. I never expected to, without being disrespectful to Chen's, to have such an easy game.
No.
Jumping back on your point though, I think it's only coaches that understand how mentally tiring it is for a coach for the whole season.
Yeah,
like I've kind of, from last season with the whole 18 season, it's mentally so tiring because you think about it every single day. Just like you think about Man United every single day. Like we're the same with our teams. Oh, fuck's sake. All 3 you dirty bagheads. But do you know what I'm saying?
Championship here now.
Yeah, that's alright, we start signing players, mate, it's fine. But it's mentally, every single day you're thinking about something, what you're going to tweak, what you're looking to, everything. It's just all those aspects.
It's not even the football side of it. Like I've had players ring me talking to me about their personal problems. Do you know what I mean? And it's little things like that. You're not just a manager, a coach, or this or that. You have to invest your time in the players, and you neglect a lot. Like over the years, like I've got children, and some weekends I don't see them because I'm at football. Like last year, I was running the men's team, first team, the women's on a Sunday, and then I was taking the development on a midweek game because they had no one. And it's literally when you're at a club, Like, you have a choice. You can say yes or no, but you don't like to say no. So you're there doing everything. It was similar when I was at Long Buckby.
Doesn't that sound familiar, Rhys?
When I was at Long Buckby, I remember there was a Friday night, me and my assistant Kyle, we were petrol lawnmowers. Me, Kyle, the guy who'd done the media there, 2 of the committee members, pushing petrol lawnmower up and down the pitch till like 10 o'clock to get a game on.
Jeez.
It's little things people don't see, and a lot of it was, it come to a head for me. We played in the Coventry Charity Cup semi-final, finals at the Rico. We'd won it the year before 4-0, and team we were playing had no right to be even on the same pitch as us. Not being rude, they shouldn't, but again, I didn't have a team. Literally, they just didn't give a fuck, did not give a shit, and I'd had a lot of personal problems prior to that, like a few weeks before, and the day of that semi-final, I'd actually just come out of a therapy centre. So like after the game I sat them all down and didn't have a go at them, just spoke to them and like put our bit across, like what we do behind the scenes. It's not just turn up on a Saturday at 1:30, leave at 5 o'clock. Like, I'm there most days 11 o'clock on a Saturday, sorting stuff out throughout the week, having meetings, and the players don't see that. They're just happy to turn up, play football, collect a bit of money and fuck off, leave everything for us to deal with. So it's mentally, and it's more mentally exhausting than anything, but if you enjoy it, you do it, don't you?
Do you think people higher up the club have that same sort of, not your own club but in clubs in general, have that same sort of mentality where they think of you, for example, as what you're turning up managing a game and going home, where you say you're putting a lot more effort in?
Depends on the age of the people at the club, believe me. The dinosaurs don't understand what younger managers, and I'm counting me and you in this one, do it for clubs.
Yeah, that's what I mean by
there's certain clubs that I've been at where owners are so, I'm going to say, up their own arse. They don't realise that the people below them put in so much hard work that they don't see.
It's, for me, it's the thanks. A thank you goes a long way. So I've been at Borough now 2 years. Every presentation night, all the lads have chipped in and got the people behind the scenes gifts. Even like Kath, who works at our club, runs the facility, bar manager. We got her little gifts this year. The secretary, the chairman, the media guy who's there doing all the programmes, all the people behind the scenes who don't get a thanks or a mention. So we try to look after them and just like, it's a bit of appreciation. But again, a thank you off someone goes a long way, like rather than as if you took for granted, so to speak. And a lot of people do take it for granted. But I think that's not just football, that's the world at the minute as well, to be fair. So
on a more positive note, then go back to your football side of things. Obviously it weren't just the playoffs that you won, the League Cup we mentioned there.
Yeah.
That was at Biggleswade Town, is that right?
Yeah, toilet.
2 grounds in Biggleswade, didn't there?
Biggles United we played at.
Oh, United,
yeah,
sorry.
like Ballagha's club.
Yeah. What was the crack with that? Why comes that was there?
Don't know. We were disappointed with it there.
Yeah, why so far away?
Yeah, strange because you've obviously played Malton,
Rugby, like played at Dav, played at Silby.
Oh, it's a shame that Malton lost, eh? Such a shame.
Nah, that was that was another weird one. Obviously, we'd won on the Saturday. Again, I basically had a starting 11, and then I had 3 subs, 2 reserve team players, and a centre half who had played 3 games for me this year. And they were all defenders on the bench. Had no team other than my starting 11. Had to sign another keeper on emergency loan because I didn't have a keeper. That didn't go down too well.
But someone had something to say about that.
I didn't expect to win that.
On Twitter.
Who's that?
When that kicked off on Twitter.
No, that was something else. That was that Clint Torres.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Is he?
Darren Young.
Is that him? This was going to ask you. Is it him?
Nah, I don't know.
Yeah, we got more questions about him later.
I've heard rumours, but yeah, I didn't think we'd win it. Again, we got there, mood in the dressing room. There wasn't one. It was pure. You've got 90 minutes, just get through it. Like, without being disrespectful to the competition, we weren't bothered. Obviously, we wanted to win, and we won. In the end, we won quite comfortably. To be fair, 2-0. But I wasn't bothered. No, we'd done what we set out to do. The only good thing about that cup run, every round until the final, we played a team from the Prem, and we were comfortable against all of them. The only one who gave us a game was Stotfold, who got promoted. They were 2-0 up after 20 minutes. Don't know how. We held our own against them, and then they scored last minute equaliser, take it to penalties, and beat them on penalties. But nah, I just wasn't bothered. And it sounds disrespectful, but
it's a long old season, isn't
it? We'd done what we wanted. We wanted promotion. That was always the aim. We got that. The cup final win was never gonna trump what we'd done. So yeah.
Oh, nice. Obviously, then promotion to the UCL now. Then, obviously tougher league, tougher teams. No,
Disagree.
Yeah.
I'm with you on this one. I disagree.
Yeah.
For me, the difference between step 5 and step 6 is most of step 5 teams will have a goal scorer or a player who will punish you. In our league last year at step 6, we knew we could take risks and be up against a crap striker who's not going to take his chances. I think you'll get punished more at step 5. So it's just about us now correcting them mistakes and shutting up shop. I personally don't think there's much difference.
No.
The top 6 from Spartans Div 1 would finish in the top half of that UCL Prem.
Agree. So obviously I'm going to say my next question was how confident are you? I'm guessing you're pretty confident going into it now.
If I wasn't, I wouldn't be doing it.
Is the only answer.
I think I've got my aims.
Is that a club aim or your aim?
Mine and the club's is very different.
Okay.
It was the same last year. Last year, our chairman wanted us to survive and be a stable club. I instantly said no, promotion. For me this year, minimum playoffs. If we don't get playoffs, I failed. Simple as that. I personally don't think there's 5 teams better than us in that league.
Can we ask what the club's aim is?
Same as last year.
Mid-table.
Yeah.
Mid-table.
Got to establish from a club's point of view. I presume they're looking to establish rather than just go for it.
Well, it is to establish, but my chairman's the same thinking as me. While the momentum's there, you keep going.
Yeah.
There's no point holding back. Just keep going. And when I went to the club, obviously I dropped down from Buckby, got Buckby promoted to step 5, and then I dropped down and went to Coff Sphinx at step 6. Didn't even see the season in, just pre-season. And then when I got the call from Rugby, it was a no-brainer. It was right on my doorstep. I knew my players would come. So we had the chat at Borough, and it was, where do you see yourself in 5 years? Mine was step 4 within 5 years. We can potentially do that in 3. So I've got a bit of grace. I've got a couple of years to do it, but the club's on the up.
So looking at the club, obviously, if you do achieve promotion, going into that step 4, is the club in a situation where they're able to do that in terms of ground structure and money wise? And
yeah, facilities wise, it's there. Got all the stands, turnstile, everything's in place there. All we'll need for step 4 is a covered standing area, which is already in place. I think we need that for the women as well, because they're obviously National League on the women's pyramid. So
they used to be Coventry United, didn't they?
Yeah. So yeah, basically got a professional women's team now. So that will give it has given the club a bit of a boost, especially the ladies section, which it was flat last year. I finished the season running the ladies team.
Big difference.
Bit of a shambles.
Oh, okay.
Bit of a shambles. I went away for a weekend, and I was driving back. Left the weekend away early. Come back, halfway back, 6-7 players dropped out. Didn't have a team. That was it, done.
Yeah.
I folded them after that.
Mm.
They didn't see the season out because it was just too much. I remember driving to, where did we go? Somewhere far anyway, on a Saturday, and then I was in Westfields, 2-hour drive on a Sunday with the women. So it was pointless. They had a core group of 7 lovely girls.
Good footballers.
Some very good footballers. We had one, Nat. She was at West Brom. She was on loan. She'd had a bad injury. We had a couple of older girls. One had been at Birmingham. So they had some good ones, but I think for them, that group, it was more a social thing.
Oh, okay.
Which didn't tie in with where the club wanted to go anyway. But it's a shame that, I'm not going to slag the club off or certain people at the club, but there was no structure there for them.
They just need a bit more support.
Yeah, basically, and it was hard coming because the ladies, juniors and senior section at the club, they're one club, but it's run by different people.
Okay.
So the ladies actually joined our senior section, and nothing was in place for them to do that, committee wise. So it was tough, but I enjoyed it. Different, very different. Like when I first went, do I go in the change room? Do I not?
Yeah, that's a question I was going to ask you. What is?
They told me to come in. Literally, like they didn't care. They weren't bothered. Some of the conversations I've heard in that female changing room
I can imagine. Yeah.
are worse than what I'd heard in the men's.
Oh.
There's no filter.
That really does surprise me because some of the things that we've heard the boys talk about on Tuesday was
no filter.
Extreme, shall we say?
No filter at all.
Wow.
Women are more open than men.
Oh.
But it was good. Like it was a good experience. Like there was, I still speak to some of them now. Like we're in, I'm still in the football group chat, the ladies team group chat. They've kept it going. Like I went out end of season. There was me and 15 women. I loved it.
Sounds like a good night out, that one.
Yeah, but like,
any plans to stay on or be any part of that team again next year, or no? Just stick to your team.
No, that's so they've come in. It's basically a separate team. They have got a pathway now for the young girls at the club to go through, but they have their own chairman, their own committee, their own management structure. I'll go watch. I will take an interest. It's part of the club. As they've been to our pre-season games, some of the players and stuff. I'll speak to the manager. He's a good guy. So yeah, I wish him all the best, but no interest whatsoever.
He's done his time.
My team, that is it.
Fair play. Have you noticed, obviously, the youth section and that, more girls getting involved recently in the last few years, or not really?
It's a tough one. Again, for me, a junior football club is like any other. You got a parent who's a coach, their son, his mates, or their daughter and their mates. That's the team. They go through the ages. Then as soon as they get to senior level, they just go. There's only certain teams or age groups in a club which will carry on and try and progress. And I think it's our under-14s girls. Brilliant.
Yeah.
Yeah. I'd say, from what I've seen of them, over half of them will make it in the programme. They are very, very good. Like you see some girls, and it's not being disrespectful because I see lads the same. They can't kick a ball, and for me, that comes back to your coaching.
You've seen Jordan play.
To me, it comes back to your coaching. If someone can't kick a ball, teach them the basics, the fundamentals, get that right, and then progress them. But these girls, very good, very good. There's definitely, obviously, with the England ladies team, if they're winning and doing well,
there's a higher uptake at that time, isn't
people
there?
are going to take note. It's like anything. Attendances at games, as in my first year was about 30. I think we're 4th highest average last year because we were doing well. It's the same when I was at Buckby. Awful first year. Next 2 years,
It can't be as bad as London Tigers. Did you see one game they had 7?
I don't
7 fans.
I don't want to talk about that place. Shambles, there.
They beat you.
Nah, we beat them.
No.
Beat them. And obviously ground share of Amersham, didn't they?
Yeah.
We went.
Did you enjoy training in the field over the road full of cow shit?
Yeah, nearly got run over.
Yeah, it's not pleasant, is it?
Literally, I was saying that pitch out there is better than that on the first game of the season.
Correct.
It's that bad.
Mate, it is honking.
Like, it was yellow.
Change rooms were alright, but the pitch is honking.
It's like straw.
Yeah.
Like, I don't want to be disrespectful because we've got the facilities.
They're not in our league no more, so they're in that league anymore,
don't-
sorry, so it's
I don't
fine.
care, but like, yeah, it's just
Lovely people,
Yeah.
lovely clubhouse. Just the rest of it was shit.
glad I don't have to go back.
Yeah,
But
correct.
we went there.
Where was it?
London.
London.
It's near Watford.
Whereabouts?
Is it near Watford?
Amersham, yeah. But we went there twice in the first 8 weeks. We played London Tigers and Amersham away.
Yeah.
Yeah, and like, nah, the drive there is horrendous.
Correct.
But
So obviously, you say next year then. You say you think you'd do alright. You say fixtures come out today, didn't they?
Who'd you get?
nice fixtures early.
Go on.
Ainsbury to start with. Leicester Nirvana. I think we've got God Manchester, Cov United, Yaxley in there.
Oh, Yaxley's in the middle of a field.
Ode B, that's at home.
Ah.
Ode B's there in the first 7.
You'll be alright against them.
Yeah.
Did you see that about God Manchester? On
Darren
Talksport?
Bent.
Darren Bent wants to sign from Linny.
I thought he'd signed.
No, I don't think he has. He
He
said.
lives in Rugby.
Does he?
Yeah.
He
His
was saying-
son used to play for one of the junior teams.
Did he? Yeah.
Used to being the operative word, yeah.
Yeah.
He's saying. Where is he now? Villa or Birmingham or somewhere? Isn't he?
Yeah.
Is that the same lad?
I don't think he was that good, to be honest.
No. But yeah, I see you were saying God Manchester wanted to sign him, didn't they? So
Sign
he
him.
wants to sign for them. Sorry.
Sign him. I'll play.
Yeah.
I remember.
Funnily enough, I taught one of my players that the other week. Played in a reserve friendly game against him
when I was at
because he was a cocky little fucker. Who knows who he is?
at Buckby, I think it was Harrowby when Marlon Harewood played for him.
Oh right, yeah.
And we went there bare 11, and I played centre half, and he beat them 5-0. They got a penalty. Bearing in mind the guy scored in the FA Cup final. Striker for West Ham scored against Liverpool FA Cup final. They got a penalty. They give him the ball. No, I don't take penalties.
Doesn't take penalties.
Don't take penalties. Premier League striker scored in the FA Cup final. Don't take penalties.
There's a door kid.
And he had the worst first touch ever. Don't know. Obviously he hadn't played for a few years, but I don't know.
He had a bit of pace when he was at Forest, though, didn't he? So I think that got him out of trouble when he was there.
Like we played Bourne when Julian Jurchin was there.
Hmm.
You could see he'd played. Like his touch, everything. He just didn't have the legs. Marlon Harewood was awful. Terrible. Absolute terrible.
Is he? How old is he now? I mean, he's supposed to be.
What, Ben?
Oh, Harewood.
Marlon Harewood.
Well, how long ago was
40s.
this?
He's got to be 40.
You reckon?
I'm going 5 years ago.
Yeah.
It was my first year where I was playing manager at Buckby.
Because he played for Forest with that other Jamaican geezer up top with it. Damien Johnson was up top with him. And they had Owen Jess as well that went to the Cobblers, so it must have been a while ago.
Yeah,
So he must be cracking on 40.
It was about 5
43.
years ago.
Oh, there you go, yeah.
Yeah, 5 years ago.
He was 38.
Because he just left Nuneaton Borough.
Hmm.
Because he was at Nuneaton Borough towards the end of his career.
Hmm.
They
Good
get
side,
all
man.
the old
Coventry,
strikers.
Cobblers stuff. Didn't they get Kevin Fortin when he left the
Yeah.
Cobblers?
They get all the old ex-pros. They had Leroy Lita a few years ago.
Aye.
He played for us. I played for him on a Sunday team.
Oh, yeah.
Nuneaton, yeah.
Ever
So
seen?
he could play a bit, to be fair to him.
Hmm.
Class centre half.
Yeah.
Yeah, played centre half. He's at Ilkeston now. Scores goals.
See, that's not too far away, that, is it?
Derby way off.
Yeah, I thought that's where it was. I think they got into trouble for something recently. Sure. Oh no, it was something to do with somebody locally tried to get a friendly with them, didn't they? And somebody
Davtown.
scammed them, yeah.
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 That was probably Clint's Maureen pulling a fast one on him.
So I see her account appeared this week as well, didn't it? Maureen.
I've not seen
I've
that.
seen, and then she shared that.
There's their son as well.
Oh,
So it's funny.
So bring us all back in and the listeners, because I'm a little bit confused
So-
by the whole thing. I saw this thing happening, but I didn't quite understand.
You got Clint. He's just basically it's clearly a parody account. It's absolute crap. considering Clint claims to be a ground hopper and no football, he don't know nothing based on
his opinion.
His
Yeah.
prediction, yeah.
And then someone's created a Maureen account, and
It's his
I
wife.
can't think what their son's called.
He keeps saying, so he keeps commenting, Maureen, I'm going to take her to a game, she makes me nice dinner and all this stuff.
Oh, okay.
Whatever, I know
Well,
her accounts appear.
I've got a few mates in Dav, and a few of the old Dav players play for me. So, and there's a few who come and watch our games, and they go to the Dav games. So they're tweeting them, "Oh, we'll see you." And then they tweet them, "We didn't see you." All this, and this. And I actually said to one of them, I went, "If he carries on, I'm going to create an account and pretend to be his wife."
Is that you, Maureen?
I wish it was, but it weren't. Like, I wish it was, because I'd have got banned off Twitter if it was me. But yeah,
We've all been there, don't worry.
that come up, and yeah,
Everyone was having a nibble there. There was a few managers that I expected better of that not to nibble to that.
He was dropping names, wasn't he? So he was dropping...
Didn't Biff have a nibble?
yeah.
Who did he? Louis Patchin, wasn't he? He was having a go.
Yeah, but
Yeah,
Louis Patchy is the easiest person to wind up.
This is it, because obviously Youngie tried signing Louis.
Oh, okay.
Youngie was messaging Louis before pre-season because Louis was coming to us.
Okay.
But obviously he's gone back to Parky at Pagnell. Fair play to him, all the best. We had an agreement. As soon as Parky went to Pagnell, I knew we would go there because he had him at Dav, and it's just down the road. He's a Northampton lad. But so I tagged Louis in something regarding money, and this Clint commenting, replying, "I know what they offered Louis. I've got the screenshots off Louis of exactly what he was offered to play." So it was just like that, and then obviously Louis escalated it a bit. And
Oh, mate, I love Louis. Louis is one of my football friends, mate.
yeah,
Love Louis.
they didn't like me playing him in the cup final, but
Oh, that's the emergency loan you got in?
Yeah.
Yeah, I could see how that might pinch you for you. Good goalkeeper. I'd have done exactly the same.
we had a
but
better keeper for the playoffs and the final. We had that Dean Snedker, didn't we? From Diamonds.
Oh, did you?
Yeah.
Any Welsh international, like 18s or something?
No,
17s,
but
18s?
Our chairman got so my academy keeper had just had groin surgery, so he was not fit, and then my other keeper, he was injured but he'd gone anyway, so I didn't have a keeper. I weren't even blagging it, and I said to we asked the league, we ain't got a keeper, can we sign an emergency keeper? And like, yeah, son. So I signed him.
But it's the keeper that will wind up the most people in the whole of the league.
I had a mate who knew him, like Robbie Parsons. He was playing for me. He goes, "Oh, done me to ask Neds." I was like,
Wasn't he around locally as well, Robbie Parsons, when he Welly?
Is he the...
he's played at Welly, yeah.
Yeah.
He was at Chens, weren't he? I signed him from Chens.
Hmm.
But when I was at Buckby, he played for Melton,
Hmm.
and I hated him.
So
Hated him as a
he
player.
played in the Chens game, didn't he?
Yeah.
And he's the one that kept going down.
Yeah.
So even me, I was there as a neutral, and he was doing my
So-
he was going
but
down screaming.
This is it. This is Robbie. I remember the first time we played him at Buckby, Melton. We put the ball. We put the ball out for a player down injured. They've took the throw in, give it back to us. Little bastards ran through and tried to score.
Oh dear.
Like, he's that type of lad.
Oh,
But he's one of them. Like, he'll dive. Like, when the last game I played against him for Melton, we were 1-0 up. He come on off the bench. I'd always spoke to him before the game about coming to Buckby, and come off the bench, scored, then dive for a penalty. They beat us 2-1. Like, Robbie's that lad. Like,
So,
if he's on your team, you love him. If he's against you, you can't stand him.
Yeah,
I
so
like
that game he was doing my head in. And I think it was your assistant. I was right behind between the dugouts, and he got subbed off, I think, didn't he? And one of the Chens players fucking give him a push to push him off. I was like, I'm surprised you ain't got down. And fucking assistant pointed, yeah, he's bit. I was like, oh, fuck off. Like, caught me right out. I was like, oh, for fuck's sake.
They all refused to shake his hand after.
Yeah, they did, yeah. When
I'll be honest, if he was doing that against me, I'd want to headbutt him, so I get it.
I
get it.
But they all knew him. He played for them. They know what he's like. Why go into it?
It's still bitter, so...
When that ball's coming into his feet and you know you're going to make that challenge, you know he's going down. Don't make the challenge.
Yeah.
Like,
let him turn and just have him again, yeah.
Like, he played injured as well in the final. Yeah. He was never fit when he signed for us. Never fit. He missed a lot of games. Played. We had to manage him. Like he hasn't done a pre-season yet. He's signed back on, but he hasn't done pre-season because he's been injured. But Robbie's a big game player. Like when I signed him, obviously Forest weren't happy. I didn't even approach Robbie. I didn't approach him. Someone asked me if I'd sign him. I was like, yeah, what? And they said put 7 days in, so I did. That's how it come about. And after 7 days, I messaged him. That's that. Obviously, you know how it works. A mate has a mate. You talk. As simple as that. And for whatever reason, he wanted out of Chenix. He come to us. I was warned. Oh, his attitude, this, and this. Apparently, Chenix wanted rid of him anyway. Easy to say that now. But it was sound. Not one problem with him. Big game player, as I say. Real Bedford, I think was his debut. He was class. We lost, but it was good.
I'll behave yourself. Real Bedford weren't that good.
When we played Chens at home midweek, I think he scored 2. Won a penalty. He was unplayable. He is. He's a good lad. He's a nice lad. That's what I like about him. Like for me, if I'm signing a player or bringing someone in, they've got to fit in with the team. There's no point me bringing an outsider in that don't fit in. Like I ain't got time for that. The social side's big for us. Like we're all mates. We've all grew up together. We all know each other well, and Robbie fit in well. So yeah, it went down like a lead balloon. That's why after the final, I actually said to him, we had to win for you. Because if not, you would have got fucking hammered. Leaving a team to come to us to then lose.
Yeah.
And it worked, but yeah.
So one thing I want to touch on there, obviously I know you have a few digs at each other online, but what's your relationship with Jamie Forrest?
I actually like him.
Yeah.
I get Forrest. He messages players non-stop. He does, but he's not the only one. He does it to win. People can say he's got this big budget, whatever he has, whatever he's got. If I had it, I'd use it. Do you know what I mean? Any club would. Anyone who says about money, if it was on the shoe was on the other foot, you'd use it. Simple as that. That's life. The people who moan because they ain't got it. So me and Forrest have been at it since Bugbrook and Buckby. We were top 2 when COVID hit. And then the second year COVID hit, I think they were 3rd or 4th. We were top. I actually went to Bugbrook briefly to help him, and then I didn't even message him. To be fair, I was a bit of a prick. I just went. He messaged me because it was announced I'd gone to Rugby Borough. He was like, "Oh, he could have told me." But yeah, he knows similar players to me. So there is times where we're after the same players. It's whoever gets them, but I've got a lot of time for him. We speak quite often, to be fair. We have had our spats. Who don't? But it's nothing personal. It's football at the end of the day. Like after the playoff final, he messaged me, "Congratulations, fully deserved it. We had a beer, all this and that." So no, he's not a bad bloke.
No.
He gets unfair press.
See,
some people. I'm one of them. Like I get what he puts in. Like with me, I put a lot into it. He dedicated a lot to it. When he first left Chens before the season, I spoke to him, and I get why he left. He needed a break.
Yeah.
He'll be back. I think he'll be back before the end of the season. He'll find a club. Yeah. There'll be a club who needs a manager.
Yeah.
And if it's the right thing for him, he'll do it. But he can't be faulted for his effort. He did put a lot in. Bugbrook, Chens, whether he put too much in and didn't get enough out, then that's a different question. But yeah, he's a football guy, definitely.
Yeah. No, I like him. Sam, not his biggest fan, yeah. But I like him. I've
No
always got
comment.
on with him.
I've not dug him out. I've made a few comments on Twitter. Like there was the Chens.
No, I prefer the comments to the face. That's why we don't get on.
There was the Chens and Cov United game where it got moved to the 4G, and someone tweeted the ground hopper. I turned up to the ground and that, and I think I quote retweeted and put something like, after Jamie Forrest's last performance there, no one should play there again, or something like that.
Did see that.
And he actually messaged me. He texted me and he was like, why are you cutting me off or something? It's only banter, but
No, I did see that, yeah.
he's not a bad guy.
No,
There's worse people out there.
I think
Yeah, 100%.
I'm dropping names.
A few Northampton gaffers.
Yeah.
That's a fact, yeah.
So I've only just took over Haven Reserves.
No, there's a few Northampton sides. Yeah, some of their...
Come on, Dan, this is your time to fucking dig them out, lad. Come on.
No, I'm just very...
You ain't going to be in their league no more.
I'm very... What you see is what you get. In terms of... There's nothing I won't say to someone's face that I'll say. Do you know what I mean? I'm not going to say something behind their back and then if they ask me, did you say this, and say, no, I didn't. If I'd say, yeah, I did. Chin up, chest out, do you know what I mean? It is what it is, but like Moulton, prime example, sound at the cup final, but then people are emailing the league, have they signed this player on? Take the L.
Yeah.
Take the L, do you know what I mean? Like, I don't like that. If just ask us.
I had a
Like,
You're friends with Moulton, you ain't you?
what?
I thought so,
Yeah,
yeah.
like Gary. I say hello when I see Gary. I'm not going to say friends, but
Football friends, yeah.
Yeah.
Jamie Vardy style, yeah.
I only met Petsy last year, and like obviously I got on well with Dan Stewart, so I didn't like them straight away purely because of what Moulton done to him. I don't know the ins and outs. I just know what I've been told by Dan. So
It's exactly whatever Dan's told you. Because I was with Dan at the same time at Moulton.
yeah. So instantly I'm gonna
I'm
back my mate. Do
I'm
you know
not
what I
going
mean?
to back Pets up because I like Scouse as well. But we had Scouse on here and he sort of said he got booted out and Gary got bought in. Like he said, obviously weren't.
Yeah, but at this level
Behind
of football,
the scene,
mate,
we don't
at
know.
this level of
Conversations have
football,
already been had.
exactly
Fact.
that. The
conversations
conversation
about-
was already there. As soon as
You're not
they
going to
got
get rid of
promoted-
a manager if you've got no one lined up.
No.
Correct.
No.
Fact. And so nothing against Gary.
No.
If that was me in the situation and someone's offering me this and that, you got to take it. Whether you've got no loyalties to no one in football, and that's a big thing. There's no loyalty in football now, no loyalty at all. So I didn't like Moulton. Nothing against Gary. I didn't like Moulton.
No.
Instantly, and they beat us home and away. And without being like football wise, I think they're a very good team, but I don't know how we conceded 8 goals in 2 league games against them. Like,
Yeah.
I just don't. And
I think when I've watched them, I think they were hit and miss. One week
one week they were up there with the best in the league, and then the next
exactly
they
that.
weren't.
And then I think we watched them. In soccer, for example, I think we watched Moulton against Eton Soccer twice, and I think one week was 5-0 Moulton,
Yeah,
and the next week was
1-0 Eton.
1-0 Eton. Yeah, something like that.
but I'll give Gary his due. He had them well drilled.
Yeah.
He knows his football. He does know his football, and they were a good team on their day. They beat anyone in that league. Like, you'd have to play your best to beat them.
Mm-hmm.
You had to earn the right to win. But yeah, I just heard things after the cup final that Moulton had messaged the league and we'd been looked into signing keepers and that, and I was asked us at the cup final. Like, it's not like it was a close game and the keeper kept him in it.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? It's the same with you brought ringers in for the playoff final. So I knew my captain, my centre half, who was easily the best centre half in the league. I knew he was missing for the playoff final, and I knew what sort of team Chenix were. They're a big long ball team. So I signed a defender on about 7 weeks before, strictly for that game. The only game we played. He wasn't better than the lad he replaced, but I knew he'd come in, win his headers and do a job. So apparently we brought a ringer in there, and then obviously we signed Sneds in goal, but Sneds didn't have a save to make.
No.
So it was no different. So Do you know what I mean? Like, I don't like that sort of stuff. Like, take your loss.
Yeah. Be
gracious in defeat and respectful when you win. Do you know what I mean? Like, I've been there in my first few years at Buckby. I'd jump on social media. I'd be a knobhead on it, especially if we lost. I'd always look for excuses. I wouldn't be respectful to the team and like take on the chin. So you live and you learn. But yeah, there's still a few out there. I think for me, it's the ones who have been in and around it longer are worse now. Like, if someone around here said, "Oh, such and such a name," yeah, we know him, been here, been there, been there. Said, "Oh, Dan Carter," who's that? Who's that? Do you know what I mean? And I think a lot of it is, I think a lot of people are scared of change as well. Like, times change, football changes. It's like, the older guy can know this person, that person, but now he ain't got his contacts.
That little black book's got smaller and smaller in the last few years.
As you get older, it gets smaller. Like, again, there's certain managers, some in my league now, they had their contacts, but they're all older now. Whereas
they're calling on 38, 39-year-olds that ain't going to cut it at this level.
But to be fair, I've just signed one from, Congy. He's signing on for me. I think he's got to be 37, 38. Unreal.
Who's that?
Adam Confu. Unreal.
Yeah.
Can still play.
Yeah.
Still play. Yeah.
Mate, Matty Gearing at Rawns last year, he was getting on a few years. I won't say his age because it's rude to tell a lady's age. Do you know what I'm saying? But he can still do it. Mate, you can still do it. His legs are gone, but he can still do it.
I've got Justin Marson from Rugby Town as well. He's 40 before the end of the season.
They have another big name at Rugby Town you could have nicked.
Unreal.
Someone locals just took on Matthew Barnes-Omer, didn't they, as a coach? The one that was at Luton.
Not getting paid at Rugby now, no.
Don't take it.
Mate, I'm the same.
Don't take it. Never took it at Buckby. If I took it, it went back into the players' budget.
Yeah.
Never took it.
Mate, that's
every season, and I'm not trying to make out I'm a hero here, every season I'm out of pocket.
Yeah.
Like, last year, footballs, tracksuits, training kit, printing, same at Buckby. I put my own money in for tracksuits. Because for me, it's one of them. It sounds daft. Like, when we were at Buckby, I insisted on getting box goals. Like, you turn up to a ground and you see box goals, it's good. I insisted on make the pitch good. If you've got a nice pitch, lads will come play. Same with tracksuits, training kits, all matching.
If you feel like a pro, you play like a pro.
Them little things, they help. And at Rugby, we're lucky because, like, we're a Nike partner club, so everything's Nike. Like, my mate's got his own business, kit supplier, printing, so I get a good discount. Like, I've saved the club a bit of money getting that. But little things like bags as well, it all helps. Like, this year we're having towels. Towels will be out, so no one has to bring a towel to a game.
Nice.
Little things, like the little touches, like, just make it. Like, I'm trying to get us to get a tunnel. Like, we've got our walkway out, but I want to pull out tunnel.
Yeah, that's one of the good things about, like, Rugby Borough. You've seen all their paint and all that stuff.
Yeah.
That's pretty intimidating for an away team.
The little things is what help, and it makes, like,
71%.
You feel good. You are good.
What was Bedford's tunnel like? I see the video on it.
Toilet when I went there.
I see they put a video on
the black and red thing. It's cringe.
Trying to make it scary, and that was it. Nothing like
it's
that.
Not going to make it scary.
It's like an escape room.
Yeah.
It's not scary. Fair play to him. I actually like their chairman. Me and him speak quite a bit. He's actually not a bad guy, and playoff semi-final. I've seen him at Chen's. Yeah, seen him at Chen's for the semi-final. He shook my hand. Good luck. Can't be there for the final. We hadn't even got there yet, and I said we're not there yet, and he was like, "You'll win it." Like, he messaged me private after the final against Chen's. After the game when we beat him at theirs, he's like, class. He come to loads of our games because he wants to try and do something at Bedford. Like, our chairman, he works for the FA, helps build, create facilities. So he's been to ours a lot, looked at it, and he wants to try and do something like that at Bedford. Fair play to him. Good luck to him. If he can do it, fair play. Personally, I don't think it's sustainable for that whole Bitcoin thing. I don't buy into it. It would all come crashing down sooner or later.
Rumours were when I was at Rawns that some of them were on big money.
Yeah, they were. Yeah, they.
I think the rumour that I heard was outrageous amounts of money, and you know when you just think that can't be right.
They offered, I think, they put 7 there in for Sam Lockley when he was with us. I think they offered him 180. When we played Moulton at ours, Pete was there to speak to Joey. They put 7 there in, the 7 days was up, and they offered him over 200, I believe.
Wow.
Yeah, they had a big budget. Like, Chen's had money. Don't care what Jamie Fogg's going to say. I know they had money. I've seen messages when I signed Adam Creaney from them. He offered him way more than what I offered him. Robbie Parsons took a pay cut to come to me. I don't care about money if he's got it to spend sound. But with them, Amtil paid. Amersham were paying. Definitely paying at the start of the season. They had some good players at the start of the season. I was told Silby were paying. Obviously Bedford, we didn't have nowhere near what they had.
We were paying though, yeah.
Yeah, we did, yeah. Nowhere near that. I've just said what we had. Nowhere near that. And that was touched up with sponsorship. If I didn't bring sponsorship in, the same with this season, we wouldn't have our expenses we have. It is purely sponsorship. People just see Rugby Borough and think, oh, this amazing facility, blah, blah, blah. It's not run like that. It's run through a community trust. Like, the community trust own the club, not a big multi-million pound millionaire owner. Do you know what I mean? It stays in the club. It has to be filtered through the juniors and everything, doing the facility up, maintenance, all that, paying the bar staff. So it's not like we're just this big rich club, and people get lost with it because it's not like that. Like, I could probably go pay £100 for a player. I wouldn't need to. I had a keeper. He played Step 5 last year. He was on contract at Step 5 club, went out on loan. He actually, come pre-season, told me what he wanted. Go on then, good luck. Asking me for 3 figures.
Yeah.
Don't need you. Why would I pay that when I could get 2 keepers for that? Do you know what I mean? Like, it's just not worth it. Goalkeepers ain't going to win you a league. They'll win you a game. Strikers go win you a league. If I'm going to pay 3 figures, I'm going to pay on a striker, because they're what's going to win you a league. Yeah, 100%. But yeah, Bedford's tunnel, terrible. I've seen the videos of it.
So the one you're planning is nothing like that, then?
No, I no way, no chance.
Right, did you see that video? It's like a slow motion video walking through the town.
It's their media guy who does the he's in between their dugouts, and he, like, hearing him commentate through the game sends you to sleep.
Yeah.
Like, fair play to him.
It's great for scouting that league though, when we were in that league, because every time we were looking at an opposition like yourself, we'd watch your game against Rugby Borough, because they put down players' names, whole games. We had somebody that would be live watching the game and recording it as well.
But this is why we stopped putting our video out. And we just literally
we've learnt the hard way, didn't we?
Put the highlights of the goals up, because everyone's watching us, and they would like.
Oh yeah, we had a full match report on you.
I don't get me wrong. Like,
I spent 3 days looking at your team to put through a match report on your team.
Yeah, like, don't get me wrong. I know managers talk. Me and Jamie Forrest used to speak. Oh, what's this team play like? What's that team play like? Me and Biff had done it this year. We spoke last week, and we said, "Oh, we'll let each other know what teams are like." Sound, I'm up for that. I'm not bothered. I'll tell anyone. I'll be honest as well. Like, I'll say they set up like this, they set up like that. You can know all you want about us as well, because I'll change my plan. And I think that was the big difference with a lot of non-league. You get managers who are very one-dimensional, or you get, like, we can change it up. We can mix it. We can battle. We can play football. We can go 3-5-2, 4-3-3, 4-4-2. Whereas some teams, Real Bedford were one. They were very one-dimensional in terms of their centre mid, dropped in between the centre halves, sprayed it. You press him, you stop them playing.
Game over, yeah.
And that is what we done the first game against them. But then at Rugby, he just ran the game. Like, we had we broke on him loads, but when he got the ball, he's what won them the league. They had 3 or 4 down the middle. The spine of their teams won them the league because they just dictated the play. If like you were on top, like we were on top for a 20-minute period in the second half, we hit the post, hit the bar, and then he just got the ball. and he just slowed it down, and it just disrupted us, got them back in the game, and then they went on and beat us. And yeah, he's a good player. I can't think of his name. He's their captain.
I don't know what you mean though. I only
Wears
saw the
his
back.
socks round his.
I only saw the back of his heels and the fucking back of his shirt when he played against Rollins.
Against us, first game, he was probably our best player. He was terrible. He was. He was average, but then at ours, unplayable. He was a joke. But I like their gaffer as well. He's all right.
Got a good relationship with Biff as well, then a bit.
It's a weird one. I used to work for a guy in Northampton, and he knew Biff, so I knew who he was. But then I signed a player from Cup now, and it wound me up because this player approached me saying, "Oh, I've left them. I've been released. I'm not playing. Can I come training?" So I come training, put the 7-dayer in, signed him. He hadn't told Biff nothing. So Biff had messaged me. I can't think exactly what happened, but Biff messaged me. Oh, it's courtesy to let us know all this 7-day, and I was like, "Look, he's told me he's been released. Whatever. He's not playing for you." He says he literally showed me a message. I don't know how he did it. He must have fucking typed it himself and said, "Yeah, happy for you to leave." So I've signed him, and we didn't fall out. We just spoke on Twitter. He didn't like what we'd done. So this year, literally a few weeks ago, we spoke on Twitter, and I sent him a screenshot of one of his players. "Can I come Rugby Borough?" So I was like, "Is this one of yours?" He was like, "Yeah, when was this sent?" So I screenshotted him, sent it yesterday morning, 7 o'clock. Like, he's signed for Cup now, but he's messaging me. And looking at his stats from last year, he weren't even that good anyway. But that's when
in football, yeah.
Yeah, that's when me and Biff said, "Oh, we'll keep in touch and let each other know." But I've had no end. Like, lads message me since we got promoted. I've played here, I've played there. I was here last year. All right, so why are you leaving it 2 weeks before the start of the season to message me? Like, I'm not stupid. I've been involved long enough. Like, everyone knows the stats. Everyone can go on the FA home full game thing. So I went on it. He's had about 5 clubs last year, all crap teams in Step 5, played 3 or 4 games. Gone to Step 6 clubs, teams at the bottom played 10 games. Like,
Local lad by any chance, that one?
yeah,
Yeah, I think I recognise that one.
there's a few of them. And I say come down, have a look pre-season. You're never going to sign. I wouldn't say no, and it's harsh. I use them. I'm harsh for it, but I use them to boost numbers at training when I know we're short. Yeah, come in, have a look. I've got a few lads now. They're never going to play. I think they know they're not going to play, but whether they like just being involved or not. But if you want to come and boost my numbers to get me a better session, that's on you.
What do you make of the team? Obviously, looking at your league again, just going back there. Obviously, we're Northamptonshire. There's a load of Northamptonshire teams in that league. Any of them stand out for you? How do you think they get on? Anyone? Yeah.
Pagnell a team to beat.
Yeah.
Blue Gaffers though, aren't they?
Park is there, yeah.
Yeah.
So
The other guys left after Wembley, didn't they?
Park is well known. He knows the league. He's won it obviously with Dav. Well run, organised.
Luke Embry's just on for him as well, isn't he?
Yeah, that's not a problem though.
No.
Unless he's got fit.
I did think that he scores goals, but he's got a bit of a belly on him, isn't he?
He's a nuisance. Like, he's a defender's nightmare.
Yeah.
Elbows, strong.
I was watching him at Chen's last year, and I think he's got a bit of a belly on him.
He's got a bit about him, but unless he's
He
fit.
spoke to in the stand, didn't it?
Yeah.
Yeah.
He's a
Unless
good lad.
he's
I really
fit.
like him. He's a nice. I don't know. I only see him at Chen's last year, but he's a nice lad.
Jack Bowen's the one to watch there.
Jack Bowen.
Yeah, good player.
They've still got
goals.
Alfie Mays at Chance. A young one. He's like 18 or 19.
I think he is still at Chen's. Yeah.
I've been to a few clubs pre-season. He was meant to come to us. Jeremy Forrest sorted that out, to be fair.
Yeah.
I'm sure he was at Bournemouth when he was a bit younger, when he was a trial at Bournemouth.
He's class. When we beat them on the 4G, he was their best player by far. He is very good. He was meant to come pre-season, but I haven't spoken to him for a few weeks.
Got beat 4-0 the other night. I'm sure he played. He was in the team.
Yeah. No, Pagnell for me team to beat. Although I think St Neots are going to win the league. They've made some really good signings, I think, for the level, and I think they'll want to bounce back. We're in big wages at Wellingborough. hearing big noise out there. But again, I've got a player. It won't be hard for anyone at Wellingborough to work out who's was with me last year, is playing again this year. They offered him stupid money. So I've heard they've got a big budget. They've signed some good players. They should be up there. They were up there last year. Jake's been around a bit now as well, Stoney. I think he knows the league well. He knows what it takes to win. So for me, the next step for them will be, I think they finished 4th last year.
Yeah, they went on a great run. The last 15 games or so, didn't they?
So
they went on a great.
The next step for them has got to be top 2.
Yeah.
For me, Dav will be alright as long as Leon stays. If he goes off,
Yeah.
I think they'll struggle.
Do you reckon he'll stay? Is there rumours of him leaving then, is there? Where's he going? Don't know.
Who knows?
Not Rugby Borough.
couldn't afford that £2,000 signing on fee.
He's only got one eye, hasn't he?
That's what I heard. £2,000 signing on fee.
Yeah.
But
Notice I've been really, really quiet
Yeah.
for the last 5 or 6 minutes. Yeah, we'll keep it that way. Sure.
depends what pocket money Maureen's giving to old Clint to help fund it. But
As you
No,
get dinner
I'd say-
after the game and that as well, yeah.
yeah, I'd say Wellingborough and Pagnell would be the
The 2 to look out for.
two sides. Warwick will be up there.
It's where Ben Foster come from, that club, isn't it?
Warwick,
Racing Club Warwick.
Birmingham. Yeah, that Scotty there, Gaffer. He's been around the block. They're playing a 4G as well. They'll be very.
You know that fellow with Tom? He stayed
No, I
here.
don't think he is. No, he was reserve manager, wasn't he? And then he managers left or whatever. He stepped up. I don't think he is the first team manager anymore.
Yeah, they'll be very good. I think. Ayleston will be dark horses. Josh has got a good side there. It's a mix of his team from last year and the Lutworth Town team, who finished 7th or 8th a few years back. They'll be hard to beat. Facilities are class. Histon, big club. Got to look.
Very good 18s as well. They've been pushing
got
players
to be
through.
looking to get out of the league. I think for me last year, they had a year looking at it, sussing it out. And I think now they'll try. Don't know about Yaxley. I've heard mixed things about Yaxley. I've heard they're going to want to get back up, but then I've heard they've got nothing. So I'm not sure on that. But there'll be a few up there, I think.
Sammy Mould's old club, that, isn't it?
Oh, clown. Fucking
Oh, is he not signed for you at rugby, no?
Oh, mate, he rang me last year.
Oh.
He messaged me on Twitter, have your number, I want to chat with you. I was like, oh, wicked, I'm getting an agent here, I'm going to get a big move. And then he just wanted 2 of my players. And then 2 went to 3. He wanted Sam Lockley, Adam Shaw, Max Proudlock, my spine. And then he was like, he wouldn't tell me what club it was. So it was just after, who had just left Corby? Who was at Corby last year?
Setchell.
No, before Setch went. Can't think who it was, but so they were looking for a gaffer at the time. Corby were, so I was like, he rang me. It's local to you. I just want to speak to your players, and I was like, well, which one? So he said, I was like, you can do one every 28 days. I'm not going to waive it. One every 28 days. You're not disrupting my team, taking a spine. And then he was talking, I can offer him this, that, money, step 4 football. And I went, well, what club is it? Just tell me what club. I can't tell you. It'll be released. Then when he said Yaxley, I got messaged him back. I was like, mate, you're done. He was like, why? I went, we'll be in the same league as you next year. Oh, I don't think you will. I don't think you're going. Well, you're definitely getting relegated anyway. So that's that conversation. None of them went. But he's just a fraud.
Is he open to be?
He's a bit more vocal on Twitter at the current time, I feel.
He got called out, didn't he, the other week?
Oh, is that what it was?
Someone called him out, yeah. Put a lot of screenshots up.
I've seen something like literally in the last 2 days. He was.
No.
I think he added me on Twitter the other day.
Yeah, I don't think. Good luck to him. Good luck to whatever he's doing. Just stop lying and mugging lads off. Like he had a lad from Letchwood in our league last year doing this big Twitter announcement, and then yeah, this player's going far. We played him on the Saturday. This was the Thursday. We played him on Saturday. He was crap. Not being nasty, like he was crap. Like stop boosting these lads, taking your 30 quids, and like giving them an ego because you're part of the problem why they're not making it. You're giving these lads this platform to like go out and earn your money. Like if you want to earn this, that, or that, let the money find you and let the level find you. Don't be like, oh, I'll get you at step 4. Step 4 at Yaxley don't count. It don't count. It's literally mid-table step 5 at best.
It's the arse end of nowhere as well, Yaxley, isn't it?
Yeah,
the field where
I mean?
you train, all that stuff.
Yeah, do you know what I mean? Like you're just mugging lads off, and if it's true about him charging them and then getting them a step 7 club, I don't know how he ain't been filled in yet. Like, do you know what I mean? Because it's young kids as well. He's doing it to 16, 17-year-olds as well. Some of them are young. Like, if you're doing that, why aren't their parents going around and giving him a slap? Do you know what I mean? Good luck to it if it works. I'd like to play a friendly against one of his management teams. Yeah, what he's doing.
Didn't Scouts play against him the other day? SLM Management is his team, or is it this weekend they play him?
This weekend, I think.
So I think it's this weekend. It's got to be Sandmold, isn't it?
Yeah, it is.
SLM.
I don't know.
I'll have to ask Scouts.
Yeah, I'll have to drop Scouts a text, see if he's still recording games.
Has he ever played for anyone?
Oh, hang on a minute though. I've never played for anyone, and I consider myself a fucking decent coach. Do you know what I'm saying? You don't have to be a good footballer to be a decent coach.
Yeah, but he's not a good coach.
Correct, yeah. Fucking good step back there, Dan. Well done, lad.
He's not a good coach, so I'd expect him to put like.
No, so
do you know what I mean?
So I spoke to him, didn't I? Fucking last year at some point.
What trial?
No, before when the BBC spoke to him about being the youngest manager.
Youngest manager to ever manager whatever.
Yeah, this level, yeah.
And
but Deggers and Thingy Bob at Rawns were a year older than him and took the job the year before.
Yeah, and then I can't think what he pushed them in about being the youngest manager somewhere.
He was the youngest manager in England.
But when was it? Was that Alfie Tate when he was at Pinchbeck? When he'd done the FA Cup?
Was it?
Good fella from Histon's 18s now. Sam Geezer.
Alfie Tate, young lad who took Pinchbeck in the FA Cup at like 19. He was the youngest.
I don't think it is Alfie Tate. That's not the one at Histon.
Is that not the Histon?
It's Alfie, but it's not. I don't think it's Alfie Tate. I'll have to check that.
It is Alfie Tate.
The one at Histon?
No, the one who.
Yeah. Sorry, we spoke to someone earlier last year.
Yeah, he was the youngest manager. He took. I'm sure he was 19.
Yeah, well, like you say, your two lads at Rawns, they were saying, well, this bullshit because look.
Yeah, they weren't happy. They weren't happy.
They were younger than him, like, and they'd Rawns, but. No, I was talking to him and he was telling me about his playing. Apparently, well, this is again. He had a great playing career. He was over in America doing this, that, the other, and he had from the COVID.
What was he, the water boy?
No, he had COVID jab and he got a blood clot and he couldn't play anymore or something.
Sounds legit, that.
I don't know how true it is, but it's what it was
all.
Talk
shit. Talk shit, didn't he? If he's telling truth, fair play to him. Shame your career got cut short.
Yeah.
Your career got cut short, Jordan, didn't it?
Yeah, that was Beerham.
Yeah, correct, mate.
My wife.
Jordan wants to come along to your ground because he's come to one of my training sessions and obviously it filled him in a little bit. So if he comes to one of yours, you can show him his boss.
I'll go for a training session.
I don't train them. I just make them run. I leave the coaches to do that.
I will get on there if Biffa listens. If Biffa's invited me up, and I am planning to go, but the last 2 weeks has just been mayhem. So, but it's
been in the gym for the last 2 weeks because you don't make a twat yourself, did you?
I get it. We're training tomorrow.
I'm not training tomorrow. I'm working late tomorrow. Working late tomorrow.
Excuses. That's all.
No. Look, I'll show you the money. Well, I've got a little private tomorrow. Cash job. Can't turn it down. Going back to your football career, then we'll just touch on obviously Buckby. You said about it.
I didn't have a career.
No.
I was crap.
Did you play? No.
Yeah, I played. I was never any good.
No.
So I was. It was weird. I was born for clubfoot. Wait, you can look at the difference in the size of my leg.
Oh yeah.
So I had part of my hip bone put in my ankle. I've had I think 22 operations on my right leg. Every injury I ever got, knee ligaments, ankle ligaments, tore my groin twice, all on that side because it was just so weak it overcompensated. So they told me I'll never play football, and I didn't start playing till I was about 10, and that was at school. Like, I always loved football, and I'd watch it like literally. I'd just watch it and be obsessed with it. But as a player, I was never any good.
No.
Like I've done all right. I've played for Woodford in the Southern League a few games. Played Dav United, briefly at Cup now. Didn't really start many games. And then step 6 I played Burton Park, brief spell at Budbrook.
Burton Park have just signed a new captain.
Really?
Hmm?
Who's that?
Welly reserves player called Dan Smith.
Yeah.
Played
He's
at Buckby.
Clint Torres' tip to win the league.
Yeah, no chance.
What, Burton Park?
Yeah.
My assistant, it's his mate who's the assistant there. They'll do alright, but they're not going to be top half.
Hmm.
But played at Buckby for a bit. That's how I got the Buckby job.
Yeah.
When Fozzie come in my last year of playing there, I just got sent off. I was banned, and I knew I was never going to put it like. I know Fozzie. I've known him years. Get on with him, nice guy. But football wise, he don't work with me and him. And I knew I was never going to play. And then literally that pre-season, I think they just played Chens, and they got bad. Didn't have a team. About 2 weeks before the season, the chairman of Buckby rang me. Well, not rang me. Advertised that they needed a manager, and I said, I'll help you out until you find someone. So I basically took it as an interim manager. Me, Ryan Merry, and my assistant now. Got all my lads in, all young lads. Most of them were 17, 18. Struggled, and then the rest is history, as they say. Like, I ended up staying for the season. Survived last game of the season. Beat Urchester 2-0 to stay up.
Did that send them down?
No.
Was it that year?
No. We were step 6 then. They were mid-table. It was when David Bell played. It was weird. I played myself up front last game of the season. Made myself captain.
Get ready for it, Rhys. I'm telling you, last game of the season for us.
I did, yeah. I made myself captain everything last game of the season. But I played up front. Never a striker, never in a million years. I was always a defender.
Mate, I brought myself on the other day.
Yeah, I'll do it. I'll do it.
I saw someone that's one of my players like on a Saturday.
Yeah.
And I thought, I've had enough of your whinging on a Saturday. Bring me on, Rhys.
But no,
I came on, hit him, did nothing else, and then come briefly off again.
No, I won't play again. But no, so then we had a meeting that pre-season the following year. They asked me what my aims were. So I said, well, what are yours? They were like, better than last year. I was like, promotion. They're like, nah, you won't do it. I was like, we will. And then we played Chens Dav on the 4G pre-season, and I brought a striker in, Jimmy Smith. And they said to me before the game, he's not good enough. After the game, they said he's not good enough. He won't score your goals. I went, watch. I think he got 44 and 30. He was unreal. Just a goal scorer. Like, he scored goals in rugby for local sides, and literally everything he hit, he just scored. Like, he didn't look like a footballer. He was an orthodox, but headers, don't lose headers. Don't give a defender a chance to breathe. He was just unreal. But yeah, so then obviously COVID hit. I left Buckby, went to Rugby.
Obviously, your time at Buckby then, you as a manager, you done well. FA Vase, sorry, yeah.
I think third round
Third
proper.
round, yeah.
Third
How was
round
that
proper.
like? What was that like?
Jesus, that's like 10 games to get that far,
Went
isn't it?
through 6 games.
Jeez.
Every game was away.
Yeah.
Fucking hell.
So my first year in the FA Vase at Buckby, we played St Pantilimon. I think they finished about 4th last year in the Spartans Prem. Greek team, London. They played at North Greenford when we first went.
That's fucking middle of, well, not mid, that's deep into London.
Yeah,
Yeah.
so the first game, the first year, they beat us 4-1. And it must have been fixed because we got in the second year away as well, same round.
What a joke.
So we all got the train.
Yeah.
Yeah, 20...
Day before
20,
or same
no,
day?
That more like 10 o'clock train, got to Wembley station, and then we all got Ubers to the ground. And it was class, like, sounds daft, but you know, like you see footballers at train station, we're all in our tracksuits, all matching and that. It was decent.
Everyone thought you were big time Charlies,
Yeah, exactly that. And then we went
The
there.
day before, because every time I got the train to London on the piss.
On the piss, going down there,
No, we were on the piss on the way back, but we went there, and I took a bottle of Jaeger and that for the train home, and I had a few. I was nervous, like, because I knew we had a good team, and St Pantilimon hadn't lost at home for 3 years. The only game they'd lost in the previous 2 years was the FA Vase game. They'd won the League Cups, hadn't lost in the league. The only game they lost was when they got knocked out of the Vase the year before, in 2 years. So we went there, and I had a few Jaegers in the change room before, just fucking shot at them. And they went 1-0 up, there was 1-1, they were 2-1 up, got it back to 2-2. I think 85th minute they went 3-2 up. I was like, fuck's sake. 1-4-3. two goals in the last 5 minutes. Like, first team to beat them in 3 years at home. They hadn't lost for 2 years. And literally, the train journey on the way home was carnage. Like, I've got a lot of Cov fans in my team, and Villa had just played in London, and those Villa fans, they got hammered. But yeah, that year, I think we went London 3 times that year. We went Cricklewood, which we played at Wembley FC. That was the round after. Their gaffer was a knobhead. Won't let us warm up on the pitch. Middle of September, can't warm up on the pitch. Why not? No, play on it for 90 minutes. Beat them. And then we went to somewhere in Norwich, Witten Albion. They were step 5.
Miles away.
Yeah, 2.5 hour fucking minibus drive on a Saturday, pissing it down. And their gaffer, you obviously have to agree, didn't you, to replay or penalty shootout. So I was being a prick. Nah, no penalty shootout, replay. If it's a draw, you're coming to us on a Tuesday night. Yeah. How do you like that? Literally, he was refusing to play the game. He's like, we're not playing unless you agree to penalty shootout. So I was like, I'll tell you what, you can have your penalty shootout. We'll have 100 quid with you that don't go to penalties. Beat him 4-0. League above. Job done. Then we went.
Did you get your 100 quid?
Nah, definitely. Where did we went?
You can call him out now if you want.
Oh yeah, I will. I don't even know his name. They were crap anyway. I look at some of these step 5 clubs and like, I'm just, how are you there? Like they were just poor. I don't know if we were just good or what. Like probably a bit of both, but they were poor. And then I can't think where we went next. We beat them anyway, and then we played Mansfield. So that got moved to a Sunday game. I don't know why. We travelled up there on a Sunday. They beat us 3-2.
That's a shit drive as well, though, isn't it?
Yeah, it's awful. Junction 23 or whatever of the M1, crap. They beat us 3-2. They were step 5 as well. They got to quarterfinals that year, and they weren't better than us.
No.
No, Jimmy Smith, the striker who I said scored all them goals. I think he was the 5th highest goal scorer in the FA Vase that year.
Yeah.
And other players played like 4 rounds more.
Jesus.
Like, he hit a volley, 90th minute, and it's one that, you know, when you hit it too sweet, it shaved the top of the crossbar. If he misses it, it's top corner. If he just like didn't catch it clean, it's top corner. But yeah,
is it fucking too nice?
Literally, that's the difference, and that's up there. To be fair, the FA Vase run's up there with my achievements in football. Yeah, because we're the underdogs every round.
Okay.
Yeah, it's a bit like the cup run last year. We always had a team from the league above, and we raise it against better sides. Like, so it's up there definitely.
Looking at the season now, then, obviously from Buckby to Rugby Borough, you're playing the FA Cup this year. How good's that going to feel? It's FA Cup to me. I love the FA Cup.
It's the magic, isn't it? It's the magic.
Magic of the cup. It's the old school. It's the old.
The thing.
Big trophy.
He don't like his media interviews, but when he gets his BBC interview, because they always have that game on the FA Cup on the BBC, don't they?
Go get that. For me, it ain't quite sunk in, I don't think, in terms of where we're at as a club. Like, I look at the league table now, and I look at, there's some big non-league clubs in there. Like Wellingborough Town, they're not a small non-league side. They've been around for a while. Dav Town, Histon were massive.
Histon did that cup, the FA Cup run, didn't they? The big famous one, didn't they get to round 3?
Yeah, Racing Club Warwick are a big non-league club. So for little old Rugby Borough, who's been going 7 years, because that's how long our first team's been going, 7 years. To be where they are, like, it's an achievement in itself. So to be in the FA Cup, like I was saying to our chairman last year, before we'd even been promoted, I went, you know, we're in the FA Cup. How do you know that? Because Step 6 clubs go in it based on points per game. And I'd worked it all out. Our points per game was good enough to get us in it.
Yeah.
So I was like, we're in it. And he's like, no, I don't believe it until. And he even said, he goes, just looking where we're at, it's an achievement. So to be in the FA Cup, I would have liked a home draw.
So you got?
Is he aware that obviously Histon, everyone there and they got lead, didn't they?
Yeah.
Have you pointed it out to the chairman?
Yeah.
Say, look, we could.
Let's not talk about that one.
He knows all his football stuff and that. And we've got Tiverdale, team from Dudley, Midlands Prem side, same level. Don't know nothing about them, but
Surely they got a YouTube there.
we're their first game. Their season starts the week after us.
You guys not got Wisecat or anything like that, so you can watch their live games.
I watched their friendly on. They had a
game.
YouTube interview with their gaffer, and all he talked about was us. He was like, "Oh, we just got to make sure we're ready for Rugby Borough. We're a few weeks behind. They've been training back-to-back promotions. They're a good side. All this, and this." And like, he said they're too far off it at the minute. Like, their pre-season, they're behind with that because their season starts after, and then they've been chucked in at the FA Cup this year. They're just like, so I don't know what to make of it. Is he just doing mind games or?
But with all due respect, even if you thought your team could win or lose, from
You
me
don't say that,
personally,
you don't say
I'm
that.
saying we're winning the World Cup, even though we're not even applicable to be playing in it. Do you know what I'm saying?
Exactly that. There's incentives to get through. I think you've got Highgate or Walsall Wood. Walsall Wood is step 4 in the next round. Or
What is it?
Highgate.
What level
Highgate.
prelim is it? Is it just first round prelims?
Yeah, first, yeah. But Highgate, I know their gaffer. I know some of their players, so that'll be tough. But they're the games you want. I would have preferred that at home because I think that on that 4G we'll give anyone a go, even level above. I really do believe that.
It's obviously a big money spinner for you guys because you're such a young team as well. The fact that a home friendly in the a home tie in the FA Cup's always a good start.
And it's the prize money as well. So I had a thing with the club last year. All FA Vase prize money comes to me. I can split it and distribute it how I like. So I've got the same this year. So I think you get over £1,000 when you win that first FA Cup.
I think it is, yeah.
Yeah. And I don't know what I'd do with it. We'd pull it in the kitty probably, or get the lads winter coats or something. But
No end of season trip to Maggers, no.
no, they went Benidorm this year.
Oh, did they?
You not fancy it?
No, my dog had my passport, so I didn't end up going. But I'm
You
glad
what?
I did. My dog had my passport.
What?
Chewed it. Yeah. So I'm glad I didn't go.
But I think it's a manager thing as well, though, because
get
the
the double put down.
but the boys, like at the end of the season, it's the lads thing,
It's
isn't
one
it?
of them, like, I'm all mates with them. I've been mates with them. Like, we all go out still now, but
Yeah.
the videos I've seen, I'm glad I didn't go. Like, it's just carnage. But nah, yeah, the FA Cup, you've got to be proud of it, and yeah, just playing it, managing it. It's not
Mate, I'll be
everyone
honest,
does
when
it.
I won my first game in the FA Youth Cup, I was shouting it from the hills like I'd never won a game of football ever.
Yeah.
Because it's the FA Cup. It's just everything about it, isn't
I've
it?
got a thing with the FA Vase though.
Yeah.
I think because we had that good run at Buckby, like, I watched Pagnell this year in it against Ascot.
Yeah.
Crap. I'm biased, but my team would have beat both of them on the day. I genuinely believe that. I watched them last year. Like, I think Pagnell, fair play to them. What, 14 FA Vase games? They've only won 4. The rest have been on penalties.
Yeah.
Like, and they lost one. Like, fair play to them. You got to get there. But I just think they're not the best team in that.
The Wembley run
No
wouldn't be
way
enough for me.
in
I'm an Island fan, so I'd have to go to Croke Park in order to be these fucking things
for,
at Wembley.
For me, nowhere near
You
were
got-
Pagnell the
you
best
wouldn't
team in
even
that
play
FA
would you?
Vase.
Oh yeah.
They're just playing GAA, Gaelic.
They weren't the best team in it both years. There was better teams in it. I think they finished third, well off.
But South Shield's in it for a long time.
Yeah,
Because
they
they had
would've-
Kevin Phillips, the
they would've
ex-Sunderland
had to
striker.
back.
Would that be? Would you see that as an incentive for everyone else in this league then to say that they've done it twice on the bounce now? Let's go and do it.
I want to go deep in the Vase this year.
Yeah.
That's one of my aims.
Yeah.
Minimum
Who have you got in the Vase?
FC Stratford.
And do you know much about them?
Step 6. Young.
Yeah.
Without being disrespectful to them, and it's not saying I'm looking past them, I expect to beat them.
Yeah.
Any club below us on the pyramid, I expect to be. And then we have Worcester City in the next round. they're not what they were.
No.
They've been well in the bottom half of their league for the last 3-4 years.
They used to be a decent
Yeah,
side,
it used
didn't
to
they?
be a big
Very good
side,
setup.
Yeah, but that's away. But again, look at the draw. If we get home ties, I don't think many teams will beat us. So, but I do. One of the aims, FA Vase, I want a good run. Go out on a high at Wembley, because for me, like, if we got to Wembley, even if we lost, I'd walk away. I'd never step foot in a football, any capacity.
No.
I don't think you could beat it. Not at this level, unless you're going to go into the pro game or go up through the pyramids, National League. What's the point? You're never going to get over that high of.
I think that's how the Pagnell bosses that had just finished before Parks had felt, because they've done it twice. What can you achieve at this level higher than that?
I just couldn't do it.
Can you see them lads going anywhere else? The two Pagnell bosses that
They went Leighton, didn't they?
I think so.
Step 4, yeah, they went Leighton.
Did they? Yeah.
I think that was already pre-planned, win or lose.
Right.
But yeah, fair play to them. Like, but for me, if I was them, I'd have walked away. I'd have walked away after winning it. But that's just because you're never going to beat that feeling.
No.
Never. No matter how many league titles you win, if you score a 90th minute winner to win the league on the last game of the season against your biggest rival, it's not going to compare to winning at Wembley.
Walking up them steps, yeah.
Or not even winning, just playing at Wembley. Like, it's just class, isn't it? Like,
Looking further afield, talking about playing at Wembley, big United fan. As a me and Rhys.
I went to the FA Cup.
What final did you?
Sat in the Man City end.
Yeah. Horrible.
Yeah, I sat in the Man City end. Nightmare.
Yeah, horrible.
Couldn't celebrate. I was with the missus, and she didn't really understand football, and she jumped up when Man United scored.
Yeah.
In the Man City end. Carnage.
Get a few
just game
pints
over.
thrown at you.
Everyone just looking like, what are you doing? I was like, just don't understand what's going on. But yeah, no.
What do you expect from them this year?
I think I'll get top 4.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, and you were doing so well on this podcast, Dan.
They'll
chance.
get top 4.
No chance.
Yeah, I think we'll get it. What year? Obviously, I think as Man United, you should be expecting top 4.
Minimal.
What are you? Obviously, that's your expectation. What are you hoping for? Do you reckon we can? How far do you think we can push
You're
on?
saying we? We're not.
We're United through and through.
For me, United this year have purely got to be
Better than they were last year.
I don't think they can get better than last year.
You reckon?
In terms of finishing third, cup finals.
Stick Mason Greenwood back up top if you want.
I'll play him. Controversial,
I'll play him too.
Yeah. Controversial, I'll play him.
He's off abroad though, isn't he, somewhere?
Yeah, probably.
Why did it?
Unless he's
He'll be off abroad.
guilty in a court of law, you can't not play him.
Yeah.
It is tough, but like I think academies now they're starting to do more on the social side of it. A lot of the mental health and things like that coming out. Whereas years ago, I don't think it was ever there.
I don't think it was.
When Mendy was going through an academy, he would have had none of this back then. But now it's, without sounding nasty, it's a bit of like fashion accessory to have a mental health illness. I think a lot of people play on it, and again, they're part of the problem because they make it difficult for the people who do suffer to actually get help. Like the whole thing with Dele Alli. Like, who would ever have thought that? How many people have abused him online?
Yeah.
Then that thing like that. I've got. I totally get that. I've got things personal with me, very close to the whole situation with Dele Alli, and it is hard to open up and talk about it. So for him, people should respect him massively, and I do hope someone takes a chance on him because there's still a player in there. You don't just go from what he was, and he was good.
I've heard he could get 20 quid a week at Rugby Borough, so
I'd give him 30. No.
Hopefully, forward and give him 3 figures.
Yeah. Hopefully he's put all that behind him. He's opened up, spoke about it, and he can like get out of that slump and come on. Because I do think there's still a player in there, but the whole mental health and all that side of football, we've got a prevention thing at our club, and it does help. Like, I've had players talk to me and say they're struggling, and I'm like, what do I say? What can I say to? I'm not a professional. Like, we all have struggles in life, but more does need to be done in football, definitely. Especially for there was that Man City player killed himself. He'd been at Rhys,
youth player,
got released. No aftercare done. I think Crystal Palace were the first team in the country to put an aftercare program in for their academy players.
Because they can find jobs and stuff like that, don't they? Now, yeah.
But years ago, you wouldn't have got that.
No.
So.
No. It's obviously Dele Alli coming out. We shared something about, so it's you need to talk about it. Do you know what I mean? Open up. No one had a clue about Dele Alli, and obviously, especially local lads. If you're struggling, man, there's always someone there to talk about it.
Oh, 100%.
You need to reach out.
I think it's that whole stigma, isn't it, with males as well, and talking and opening up. Like we're talking about earlier in that Cup Zone final when I sat the lads down and said I'd struggled, been in the therapy centre and that. After that game, I must have had 3 or 4 players, my own players, message me, I'm struggling with this and this, any advice? And it's people I would never have thought. It's always the loudest one in the room. That's a cover. You ask the loudest person or the happiest person in the room how they're really feeling, I bet half of them will say, I'm struggling with something. Because it's just a front. So
a facade, isn't it?
Yeah, 100%. I'd done it for years. I'd be the loudest, the biggest joker going, and realistically, you're not always happy. So it is. People have got to talk, but I don't think you can force someone to talk at the same time. If you force someone, it can just go the polar opposite, and they just close up even more.
In Northampton, we're really lucky because we've got a lot of good mental health services, and obviously there's the Frank Bruno kind of foundation as well.
I've used a few in Northampton.
Yeah, so it's obviously important. Let's get the message out there.
We'll put the links for any kind of mental health in our YouTube video in the description below.
Of course, yeah. Bringing it back to football then, pre-season. Who's next for you?
Romulus, Saturday.
Romulus, where are they based?
Birmingham, Step 5, physical.
Couple of pacey wingers, isn't they?
Yeah, they had a good season last year, to be fair. Their manager, Lanza, he left though. Don't know why, don't know what went on there. So it's a new team, I don't really know much about them. But I ain't got a good team Saturday though. I've got 6 or 7 missing. No excuse. Squad I've put together, so I expect it to be good enough. But I've got some key players missing, which is annoying. And then we have Hinckley Monday night. They're unbeaten in pre-season. Played a couple of Step 4 sides, so that'll be tough.
At home, away.
That's away in Hinckley. Well, at Barwell. They play at Barwell, Roundshire.
Is that the one with the initials at the end, Hinckley?
AFC,
Yeah.
yeah. So yeah, that'll be a tough one.
Different team you're thinking of.
Yeah, there's 2 Hinkley's.
Yeah.
I know most of their players and their gaffers. So, but yeah, I'll just, to be honest, I can't wait for this week to be over.
Yeah.
Like, we're training again tomorrow. Then we'll play Saturday, Monday, train Wednesday into the season. That's what it's about.
Oh, does it start a season next Saturday?
Yeah, 29th, yeah. That's all it's about. I can't be asked for friendlies anymore.
No, ready for the season.
Yeah, I just want to get going. Close week. At the start of pre-season, I don't want it. I was like, I need the next couple of weeks. But now we're so close, I'm just like, let's get cracking.
I'm out of here that I'm desperate to go to war now.
Yeah.
Who have you lads got weekend?
We're away at Crick.
Away at Crick. Is that Saturday, 3 o'clock?
I know a few of their lads as well.
Well, we got told not to take friendlies in our league, so last Saturday we played a team in our league, and this Saturday we're playing a team in our league. Right. So I've got to see where the boys are at and all.
Yeah. Is that at theirs?
Yeah.
It's all right little setup down there.
Played Wilby yesterday.
John?
3-3, not happy.
You mentioned that,
yeah. But the boys knew, mate. They already got told if they lost, the next 3 training sessions would be fucking marathon running. They got fucking told, mate.
And to be fair to them, after this the 3rd game in 4 days, they put in a shift to not lose that game.
When their second goal went in, my big centre half and my midfielder looked at me and went, fucking hell.
I think that's how you have to set up there nowadays, isn't it? Not to lose. Like, obviously for us, the last 2 years when we were at step 7, worst football ever. Like some of the teams we played there, like just that they didn't know what they were doing. So I don't know how we knew what they were doing. They'll be good this year.
You reckon?
Yeah.
Mm.
They'll be top 5.
You reckon?
Yeah.
Because they were dog this year.
Yeah.
Us a dog.
But yeah, last year we were turning up to teams and just expected to win.
Mm.
No disrespect, like Rawns, teams like that. We just we knew we were going to win, and it weren't enjoyable. Whereas now we have to set up not to lose. A point's a good point, whether it's away from home or at home.
Mm.
Whereas last year we knew we could go on a run of, like, if we lost them 2 games to Silby Chenix, we knew we were going to go on a run of, like, I looked at the fixtures, there's 10 wins in a row there, and we'd done it.
Yeah.
So it's, whereas now, even the lesser sides in that league, you cover, you're not saying lesser sides is a bit disrespectful, but like the teams who are not fancied, Covey United's, God Manchester's, March, they're good sides. They're hard to beat. You have to earn the right to beat them.
You have to break them down and break them down and break them down.
You have to earn the win. Whereas last year, I remember going to Wellingborough Whitworths midweek away. I think they had the better 5 minutes, first 5 minutes. Then we're 5-0 up at half time.
I know, I was at that game as well. I was scouting you that game as well.
Do you
Yeah.
know what I mean? It's like we just sit back, like we don't even panic, like let them crack on with it, and we know we're going to score. And that was the thing. We knew we were going to score. I think we got 173 goals last year. Like, I think second highest goal scores from Premier League down to.
Oh right.
Like,
I was going to say the highest in the division. I did see that.
Yeah, ridiculous. Like I think only Ayleston scored more league goals than us on the football pyramid. So we knew we'd score goals, and we knew if I think Tame, we beat them 5-3. Don't know how they conceded. We conceded 3 against because they were terrible. But that we knew we could let them score 3 because we'd score 5. Do you know what I mean? It was the old Real Madrid thing. You score 4, we'll score 5. And this year,
a terrible side.
This year we can't do that. I don't think they were the worst side we faced though last year.
I don't know. Real Bedford weren't very good, were they?
I think over the 2 games we were the better side against them.
I'm trying to hover around because I'm hoping to God he don't say Rawns. Do you know what I'm saying? That's why we're going for every record around that.
Who was the worst side we played last year?
Amersham was pretty bad.
They were in the semi-final, yeah. They got bopped.
Was that a surprise? Or I know, obviously, no, but how bad they actually were in the semi-final? No. You knew you were going to beat them anyway.
Yeah.
You knew it was going to be comfortable.
It's not even being big-headed or like people say, oh, it's easy to say that now because you beat them. But literally, after that last league game, just before the end of the season, their guy was like, we want you in the semi-final or whatever. I was like, yeah, I want you. I went because you'll see the real us. I'll have a team then. And then, literally, we tore them apart. And it was a bit like Chen's, to be fair. Like when we first played Chen's away from home, if you look at the team sheets from that first game to the last league game and the final, totally different.
Yeah,
totally different. So I always knew on our day, I'll go as far as saying, our best, my best team on their day, playing as well as they can, beats anyone's best in that league. And that includes Real Bedford. I strongly believe that. But the worst team though for me was probably London Tigers away. That was the worst performance I've seen from an opposition. They were bad.
Yeah. They finished bottom. Oh, they got off the bottom, I think, didn't they, in the end?
All 7 of them watched that game, didn't they?
Langford at home, they were bad, but they brought a new gaffer in. Langford were good at the end of the season. They're my outside tip this year. Not to win it or promote it, but
just do better than they did.
So, yeah.
6th or 7th, they'll be up there. I did tip Rawns. But like we beat them 8-0 the other week, and to be fair, it weren't an 8-0 game. We were just ruthless in front of goal.
think they've had a few changes there at the minute, like they've lost the goalkeeper.
Yeah, we were just ruthless, and Amtil will be up there. Silby, they're making signings.
Yeah, they've signed after Welly Whitworth's team.
However,
Mm.
well, maybe not there.
Not Milton and Keeve though.
Maybe not then. But who's that striker they've got? Who's the Silby striker? Highest goal scorer last year.
I don't know what you mean as well, just can't think of his name.
Burrows.
Yeah.
I'm not having it. Scores goals,
Mm.
but not having it.
Fraud, yeah.
Not fraud, because he got to be good to score, but I watched him against us last game of the season, done nothing, and in the semi-final, done nothing.
Know a few players around here locally like that.
You're looking at me for?
Because it's always your friend, mate.
But he's got. I suppose he's got to be good for the level to score that many goals, but I'm not having him. He's an old school. He's like a big, strong lad, and I think that sort of striker's going out.
Mm.
For me, as a defender, I'd like to play against.
I've seen strikers like that dropping down the leagues really quickly. Like there's one that I can think of, and I won't name him. Really good player, but because of the way he plays, he's dropping.
Yeah,
and he's dropping. He shouldn't be,
I just
but
think
he is.
Someone like that, like scoring that many goals, go higher.
Hmm.
Try at higher level. Yeah, good luck to him, but I'm not having him.
In your division then this year, just one question. Who would you say you're expecting the most, or the dark horse of the division, excluding yourselves, and who do you think will not? Or
No, he's thinking his answer through because he don't want to fuck somebody off when he's not gone to a ground yet.
I don't give a fuck.
Yeah, me either. Yeah, I'm one of them. Yeah.
Dark horses. Ayleston.
Yeah.
It's a good shout.
Ayleston Park.
Mm.
No one will fancy them, but I think they can surprise a few.
Yeah.
Us and Ayleston will surprise a few.
Nice.
I think there'll be a few who are expected to do well, and I don't think will.
Yeah, I think there's one particular team that are playing blue in that league that won't do very well.
Who's that?
A former employer of mine.
I'd agree with that. I don't think they're going to do as well as they think.
No.
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 And I also think Dav is purely based around Lyon.
Yeah.
If he goes, they struggle.
He's come down from a few levels, isn't he?
It was step 5 last year.
Oh, was he step 5?
Yeah, it was at Leighton, but you can't replace them goals. If he goes, they struggle.
Mm.
I don't know why I like Parker. I've got a lot of time for him. I've got a feeling Pagnell won't do as well as people think.
No. Signed a fair few players, don't they? I suppose it's a new team,
He's
new
pretty
manager.
much he's got a lot of his dad players.
Yeah.
So they're all step 4 experienced. I just think like St Neots, they've signed a lot of step 4 players as well.
Mm-hmm.
I just think depending on the style of what Pagnell will play. So watching them last year, they were very long ball.
Mm.
I don't think a long ball team's going to win the league this year.
Mm-mm.
There's too many good footballing sides. Racing Club Warwick can play football. Ayleston can play football. From what I've seen on St Neots pre-season, they get it down and play football. I'd expect Wellingborough to play. Who's their assistant?
Jake Caton.
Yeah. Who's the striker they've signed?
Just signed one today, ain't they? Was it today or yesterday?
Yeah.
Can't remember.
I'd expect them to play football. Who else we got? I don't know about Dav. My mate watched Dav Buckby Saturday. Said not having them.
Mm.
But they beat Irchester again last night.
It wasn't it a draw up until like late on, and then they just
65th minute.
Mm.
It was 3-3.
Just capitulated a little bit, didn't they?
To be fair, they done that with us.
Mm.
I think it was like 4-1, and then we just blitzed them.
Mm.
Got four quick goals.
Mm.
So but they're young.
Mm.
A young team. So yeah.
Fair play. Well, we'll be over at some point this season anyway. Come and see you. 100%. Good luck.
Get a
to you.
decent home cup run, because then I can pie off on a Tuesday and come and have a look.
Get the look of the draw and we'll do it. But we're away in every cup game so far.
Yeah, no, we'll be over. Obviously, good luck for the season.
Cheers, appreciate it.
And you got to go over and do the drill type
Yeah,
situation,
yeah.
lad. You got to get involved. See if you can cut it at the big boy level, yeah.
July's been busy one from the belly. Run this off, and then
He's actually not that bad, to be fair. I give him shit, but he's not that bad. And he grafted when he came in for the session. Actually put it in.
I know you can't stand him, yeah. I'm not going to say it again. You've already dug me out.
You're not talking about your boyfriend again, are you, kid?
No. So you said he used to be a good player, and I thought when we were at school we were about even, and he followed his football career, and I'll give it up.
Who's that?
No, Duffy.
No, it was good. He was rapid.
Yeah.
He used to score
So
goals.
I used to play football with him and that, and I'd say we're on a similar level.
You do know sometime soon he's going to fucking level me out, because I've dug him out for the last 6 months.
No, he's a top lad as well.
He played literally followed Mitch, didn't he?
Yeah.
No, I did.
Yeah.
He always scored goals.
Mm. Just not turned it on whenever I've gone to scout him. He's done
I
nothing.
give up. Started drinking.
Never stopped that, have you?
Stop growing. Nah. No, we'll be over anyway. So yeah, good luck in the new season.
Appreciate it.
Look forward to seeing you play again. Yeah, should be a good one. Cheers for coming on here.
No worries.
Yeah, cheers, Dan. Thank you.
Cheers, thank
See
you.
you again soon.